Crimson, and we're actually gonna start doing a another rendition of Minecraft. So I'm gonna actually do onto some settings, audio, have the headphones on. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. I'll leave the sound effects up, at least for me. The music can get a little bit jarring. So how's everybody doing today? I know right now I am doing the got any ideas if anybody wants to change the interface? You're just trying to change this. Did I want to change skins? I go with the mad scientist today. Quit playing with me. Oh well, I say what I got. Alright. So the last time I picked it up, yeah, I did city texture. Got a couple other textures, natural, things of that nature. My favorite is natural. I think I'm gonna go with natural today. If you get on and you want to go online with me, of course, send a chat. I'm gonna be here for an hour today. I did do something since we last broadcasted. Got my water handy. Alright guys, so did get a little bit of my stone. Oh god, that's a beautiful sunset. Let's see if I can get a screen capture. Alright. My iron golem. Now, I know last time we were working on building effectively was a prison. Now we started right here. What I want to actually do is yeah, I'm gonna leave the walls as they are. And I actually build a I want to take the time to build a fort around just in case, just as the aesthetic purposes of it. I know this is basically the big stately manor that I have. That's more of the what I would like to call the guest house. And you know what? I think it's time to name. I did take some time and actually create some banners. So you actually see some of the banners I had, just testing it out. Well, let's create a couple of signs. That should be good. And forgive me if I spell this wrong. No need. And we're gonna call this the map room as well. I'm gonna resist from calling this Hotel but I am gonna call it Hotel All right, Hotel de la Crimson. And of course, I'm gonna call this to make fun of a recent abridged series that I was actually just watching once again. I'm gonna call it Restaurant, and if you get the joke from a certain abridged series, then it'll be our inside joke. All right, so let's go ahead and create those stairs that I was actually going. Okay, great, I got them. Alright, so what we're gonna do today is just some small building. Complete this quote-unquote prison, unlike the prison industrial complex, but that's another story for another day. I'm also going to take the time to get some more tools. I'm going to be using these in a second, and you guys will understand why. Do I got it? Yeah, I need an axe. So I actually found out with one of my several portals that oh no, that is not what I want to have on. So just going back to my armor room right quick. I am not going to get rid of that armor. Alright, so let's go get some, ironically, dirt for dirt cheap. And I promise you guys, we're gonna try to make this as quickly as possible. Alright, so just a nice little touch that I like to put on my buildings. I like to put awnings. Thing is, awnings give it a little bit more of a feel of a lived-in building. And I think I get that feeling from just watching Going to a Village and actually seeing how they do it. Alright guys, this is kind of one of those things where it's hard to do once you actually gotten it. Then it's actually pretty easy to fix. Now, honestly, guys, um, yeah, just use all of my stone. So let's go farm some stone right quick. I say farm. I guess it would be quarry some stone. Now, if you ever guys watch the beginning videos, this was a very, very big hill, and effectively, I took it apart during my offline time because I know you guys really wouldn't be wanting to watch me take another hill apart. Uh, I've also taken the time to take that hill apart. Um, Pretty good for making sure that I try to give you guys at least some building tips or entertain while am I actually doing the broadcasting some of the stuff. I'm just not going to broadcast. It's not interesting to actually watch. I only do it because well, quite frankly, it one helps me because I'm a creative person. Two, because it gives me the building material. I don't play this game in creative. That's one thing that I just won't do as far as building things. Everything that I have in this game is from me either, you know, grinding, quote unquote, down a mountain or digging. That's just something or how I do things. Now, let's see. I hate when I do that. I may have to create more steps. Come on. There we go. Alright, so just to let you guys know, I normally stream Minecraft on Wednesdays, but have some family things I need to take care of, so that won't be happening this Wednesday. Back to our regularly scheduled program next week. Alright. So I have 2 rows of steps. I kind of want to... Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Nothing special needs to be of this area. Now, I'm going to have to quarry a lot of stone and find a lot of coal or just start making charcoal out the ass because I'm going to build my wall. And when I'm going to build my wall, I'm going to also build my parapets. Now, one other thing that I'm going to say about doing this up here is because mobs will spawn on top of your buildings. That's why I have torches at the top of that one. They will spawn at the top of your building and wreck your shit. Especially those fucking creepers. Now, an interesting thing that I want to start doing on some of my buildings, especially stone buildings, I actually may start building double walls. And it's just like a preference for me as far as the double walls go, just so it can give it more of a homey feel. How many of you guys live in a home with stone brick siding, but actual walls on the inside? So it's just something I'm thinking about doing. I gotta find the right, well, enough building material to fill what I need to fill. So I've expanded my town this way, and I want to kind of keep expanding it. Kind of, I would say that's east, that's west. Guess this is north. As you can see, some of the ways I've expanded it so far. This used to be a desert biome, as you can see by some of the stuff that's still there. But I also want to expand this part of the grassy lands over here. Now, here's something that's really, really great. Microsoft is going to release 4K Minecraft. Minecraft does not need to be 4 fucking K. Keep it at 60 frames per second, but it does not need to be 4K. I is somebody who plays Minecraft. Yes, I'm a grown man playing Minecraft, but it does not need to be 4K. It did not need to have a freaking special annotation in anything to say it needs to be in 4K. Keep it at 60 frames per second. Make it smooth motion, but not 4 freaking K. And you know what? I don't even have a 4K. I would rather them spend time devoting it to some of the enhancements of the actual game. Lord knows they're making a lot of money off of making different skins or different character models and stuff of that nature. That's what you make your money that way, Microsoft. But you don't need it in 4K. I'm sorry, nobody's gonna really like it in 4K. Now let me go ahead and put some things back in the chest. Alright. Let's see, do I have any? I'm out of fuel. So let's do this. Yes, I'm about to be that asshole that goes around and plants trees just to turn them into charcoal. Good news is, I have a lot of open space for it. Oh, in case you're wondering, if you see these, that's holes that I've actually dug up. Different things as far as the natural quote-unquote mines in the area. Yeah, I kind of did that to be an asshole to the flower. But so as soon as those start to grow, I'm gonna have more charcoal capabilities. Now, when you guys hear me say I'm building a wall, that's not hyperbole. I'm literally building a wall. You can see some parts of it. I have a rough outline of what I want it to be and how wide I want it on most of the parts. Now I don't know if I'm gonna actually drain this lake. It would actually be cool to have a lake um, where it's just there. And of course, I'm gonna get a fishing village and all that other good stuff. I'm gonna get a not a fishing village, but have it for my fishing pool, my fishing, and get a fishing pole for it. But you can see where I started to actually build the lake. I mean the wall. Wow. Now I promise you, I am definitely not a Trump supporter, but it'd actually be fun to have, you know, something where you're actually building a, you know, the whole thing about this stream is conquering the world. And I'm trying to change this world so much where it will be noticeably different. And it's already noticeably different on the map. And I'm just trying to make it where it's one guy actually building, you know, just a reflection of some great ideas put together. And that's what I want to actually turn this into. If I get some help building, that's great. And I've seen some wonderful collaborations on things that people built. Um, I am, quote, not that focused. I wouldn't say that skilled. I'm not that focused on building, you know, um, giant models of um, different statues or things of that nature. Um, One of the ones that I really enjoyed that I saw that the creators actually did was the Greek trial, and of course the Chinese New Year trial. Those are actually wonderful, especially what they did with that dragon and how it loops around and things of that nature. The Colossus statue, how they actually built Olympus in that trial pack. That was actually awesome, man. I'm thinking about actually going and buying that one myself. Okay, what is okay? That one is just like wonderful. I love that. One of the things that I do like is the clay. I actually get a lot of clay. And you know what? Since I'm going to be spending some extended time underwater, let's go ahead and get my... I actually have a helmet for respiratory, and it's actually pretty cool where I've actually already gotten that trophy where if you stay underwater for 2 minutes without dying. One second, guys. I actually, so what I do is just to test the stream and make sure it's working. I actually stream through my PS3. That's the I know it's off to the right and you guys can't see it, but that's what I actually have. You know, monitoring the stream, making sure that everything is going. The only problem is the PlayStation 3 version of Twitch doesn't work as well to show the different things such as the chat like you would actually see in the PS4 version. Just a little side tip for those who didn't know. And this is just me and my OCD. I like to organize different things. So, one of these days, I'm going to actually build the Wither. I have 2 skulls, and I'm going to actually get the third when I turn the mods back on. And do I have any? No. No bone dust. So, Oh yeah, I do have bone meal. So I just added. What did I do with them? I'm gonna turn some trees into charcoal, just because I'm in desperate need of charcoal. And that charcoal fire that I just started is gonna take a while to burn. So, or that coal brick fire that I just burned is gonna take a while to burn. So, I can go grab some. One thing that I don't like is that you can't put charcoal in the bricks like everything else. In the blocks, excuse me, like everything else. Um, I find that's a very bad missed opportunity. But no worries, you still can use it a lot. Yeah, I kind of blasted part of this mountain off. I just had so much gunpowder that I turned into dynamite that I blasted so much of it off. That's why you see the hole is as deep as it is. So let's go back and get some more charcoal versus the coal. One of the things that I want to always do with this game is I want to actually create some wonderful sites. And I've actually have created some good sites with the game, but it's just that I want to actually do a little bit more. So yeah, so I'll be getting my helmet of respiration. All right, and I promise, guys, I'm gonna go back to the constantly building my wall. I just want to make sure that I get enough charcoal because I'm going to be soon running out of stone bricks. And this is like one of the things about kind of this game. And I can always go on creative, make it so super interesting. But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about me actually showing you guys how I play Minecraft or how I play any of the other games that I play on this channel. And you know what? I want as many views as I can get, but in the end, one of the things that I like to do is show my point of view. So I hope this is for a lot of people. I understand it won't be for a lot of people, but I do thank everybody who takes time to watch and enjoy the videos as I do. Thanks for all the compliments of how the video looks and how my town has become. Remember, this is one man building all of this by itself. And I don't say that as an excuse, but just as a representation of what you can actually get out of Minecraft. Some of the great things with this is how well it looks when you change different things. Like I said, this is the natural texture. You should actually see it when it goes to the non-natural texture. Let me create some more bone meal. Yeah, this place used to be full of holes, and the great thing about it is I like I just love the ability that I've been able to do with Minecraft and how versatile it is with the changing of what you can change. And if it doesn't come out, then that's fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and now one of these one of these off times off the stream, I will actually create a I'll probably get enough farming and mining done where I can actually start building my grand building, um, the tower, and I'm gonna probably turn on the mods. And with turning on the mods, do I have a golden apple? Yeah, I have a golden apple. What I'm gonna actually do is try to get more villagers here. With me getting more villagers, that's when all the fun happens. Alright. Yeah, I just really think there was a missed opportunity for them not to be able to have all of these blocks. But hey. And I understand that I'm basically using charcoal to make charcoal, but surprisingly the charcoal doesn't, it takes a while to burn. And I have so many bone dusts, it's ridiculous, guys. So it's kind of a, I want to say, self-increasing resource. That's the best way I can describe it. A resource that increases itself. Yeah, that's not going to go anytime soon. Thank you. It's always good to get the apples that fall, of course, so you can turn it into golden apples. And I have a lot of gold, so I'm not too worried about that. Um, if you watch my previous videos, you'll see how much that I've mined and how much I've been around the different area. And surprisingly enough, the end portal is not that far from this starting area. The starting area that I really started from, not my bed resting place, but where I came into the world was actually on the side of the mountain. So if I ever die and I need to respawn and my bed is blocked, that's where that's where it's at. Now I do need to go around and fill these holes up. Nice. Coal. And as you can see, I've never really fully explored everywhere around here. And what I'm going to eventually do, guys, is I've actually linked this cave to um, another cave that I have that got a lot of resources. That's actually close to the bedrock. It just gets so confusing with knowing where everything is and just picking up all the material that I can get from it. But I kind of know my way around from what I've actually explored of it. But as anybody who plays Minecraft will know, it can actually get very deep and very complicated and involved. No, I should have made that jump, but any more code. And I think this is one of the tunnels that I kind of closed off. Yeah, it is. I've explored a little bit of it, but not a lot. And as you can probably tell, with me playing this game, I get pretty distracted easily unless I focus my mind. And when I focus my mind, wow, watch out! Like, um, just just one of those things that I can get really focused on things and not really focus on things. So, this tunnel is a dead end. One of the things that I do for tunnels that I know that are dead ends, that pretty much nothing else can be gleaned from them. Don't see, okay, yeah, some more iron. So I know where I've been, and if I eventually run into this tunnel a different way, alright, anything else in the ceiling? Yep, some coal in the ceiling. It's always good to look up when you're exploring caves. Here I was about to run out of here for the coal. So let's go ahead and do this. Since I've effectively gotten all the resources that I need out of here, and you can just get a run of resources, and that vein can actually go pretty deep, and that's kind of something that I like about this game too. But it gets frustrating because you can end up in a hole following a vein for 10 or 20 10 or 20 squares, and you just run out of resources. So that's why I always try to keep more pickaxes, especially when you're digging, than what you think you will need. Because what ends up happening is you can run into a situation where I'm running into now and just not have enough. Okay. And again, guys, I have it on peaceful. When having it on peaceful, you don't run the risk of running into mobs inside of the tunnels when you're searching for things, digging for things. and it still allows you to get the trophies. So trophies are still enabled. So if you guys see something weird that shows up on the screen, it's because I have a trophy. So, good rule of thumb that I do is block off the area. It just makes it so much more simple. So I won't be running into, have I made it to this area yet? And it kind of lets me know of the extent of the searching that I've actually done. So blocked off this area, don't see anything else that I need out of here. So I'm also going to, and yeah, I know I'm gonna need the stone. And this is an area that I've actually been in. Okay. So good news is that I have a shit ton of wood that I can also use to block off, just so I can know that I've already been here and don't have to worry about exploring that area again. And I know you may be saying, Crimson, what about if you dig a little bit more, maybe you'll get something else? Yeah, that is possible, but this is a large map. The thing about large maps is they're 5 by 5. So in one small little area, and this is a step that I've built before, that's just one small area of one map of a 5 by 5. Think how much more there is in another small area. Yep, I got another tree growing. Now, with what I've done, even with growing the, oh wow, that's a big one. One of my play habits I do is when it comes to a tree, I actually would destroy the second block and then jump on the first. Yeah, I need some more access for that one. It's just a idiosyncrasy that I have. Alright, so wow, I have 63 coal. Great, now I can actually make some more coal blocks. I had coal all along. No worries. Alright. So, let me just make a little bit more space for the things that I need. And I'm going to store that there, that there. And I know, ironic, because the reason why I came here is to get the helmet so I can actually build more of my blocks underwater. And this video will actually go up on YouTube after I do a little bit of I may actually just upload this video with no additions, no changes. I know that I do playthroughs of different games like Smite or different first-person games. Kind of, kind of the crossroads with that. If I'm gonna start editing those a little bit more, not to filter out any deaths or mistakes. No, I'm not that petty. I'm not that small. But just to give you guys a little bit more entertaining, it is fun for me to speak with you guys and just talk with you over some of the things I feel or what I like about the game or a game. But sometimes when you're playing certain games, it's just mindless fun. And you know, if you guys have any suggestions, comments, I'm welcome to listen to them. Doesn't mean that I would actually follow them. And you know what? I say that all the time in these videos. And you know, a lot of people get offended when you say that you may have a difference of opinion than what they believe or what they want. It's kind of ironic. A lot of people don't question what people tell them, and they don't ask any questions, or you know, don't have a real curious mind. Um, but it's almost as if that it's a, I don't know, requirement, a thing where you will go things unquestioned. I think one of the most famous things that a lot of people just hated me because I asked them why. You ever ask somebody something why and they can't give you a definite answer, and it turns into, don't just ask me why, versus giving you at least a half-hearted explanation. Well, not even a half-hearted explanation, but an explanation of why something, they do something, versus just saying I don't know, or getting really upset when you ask them the question why. I find that troubling that we as a people, human beings, people, would just blindly accept things without having a curious mind. I don't know, maybe it's just my personal pet peeve. It's great to, yeah. What is the scene in Kill Bill that I always reference, where Ren talks to her mob bosses and say, "Hey, as your leader, I ask you to come from me if the choice of action that I'm suggesting doesn't, you know, you have questions about it, come to me, ask me in a respectful way." And a lot of people, you know, make fun, take part of the speech where she's, you know, saying if you disrespect me, I take your head. But what got me as part of that speech, what stuck with me, is that, hey, just come to me in a respectful way, and I will promise to explain to you why I feel our chosen action is the best chosen action. Far be it from anybody to say that never question me, never question me. I personally have a 10-year-old daughter, and you know, not to answer to a child, but please, I welcome her to just ask me a question of why do I feel that this is the best chosen answer. Now, sometimes as a parent, I have to pull the because I said so card, but a lot of times it's not that. It's here's an accurate description of why we're doing this action. And a lot of people can't do that. They have to have because I said so, or because, I don't know, it just seems right versus it is right. And that just never sits well with me. Going to work, instead of, you know, it just doesn't sit well to me for people in power to never be able to fully explain why their choice of action is the best choice of action. and it always seems almost as if you don't question it, you just do. A friend of mine once told me that out of the world, there will be 98% of people that would actually do things without question. They just do it because they were told. And it's 1% that does questions it, thinks it's a stupid idea, but still does it and holds the reserve in their mind to say, I'm waiting to say, I told you so. They'll do it. They'll voice their objections and they would just say, well, it's your ass that's on the line, um, as well as mine, but it's your ass that's on the line that made this decision. It reminds me of that old Dave Chappelle skit where he's talking about, man, this person that fucked up, and the leader is fucked up, and in the end, everybody else pays for it. It's kind of like that, where you want to actually get where 98% of the people will just do it. Then you get the 1% that'll do it and still have reservations and questions and just be the smartass. And then you have the 1% that would just adamantly just say, no, no, this is stupid, and when shit comes downhill, I'm gonna have to be the one to rescue it. And I'm kind of in the camp of doing things because you're not asked, you're demanded. And I've had situations where, in my career, where a lot of people just said, like, hey, we need you to do this. Why? Whoa, it's gonna work out well. No, it won't. Whoa, you have to be positive. Positive about what? The future, the past has shown that this type of plan doesn't work out. Well, we want it to work out, and that's when you get the, what evidence do you have that it will work out? Well, funny reference. A lot of times I speak in reference. It's like if you've ever watched a Nostalgia Critic, and he has the chart guys, and he says the chart says, and no, it's never like the chart says. It's never like the future projections. Shit doesn't happen in a vacuum. It happens with what's happened in the past, what can happen in the future, but based on actions of the past. Things never just spontaneously manifest. This is not the Guardians of the Galaxy, and planets or consciousness doesn't just automatically manifest. Things happen for a reason. There are patterns. You never repeat exactly the same patterns, but there are patterns. With storytelling, with business, with life, there are freaking patterns. No, you're not going to get the same Nazi party that you had 70 years ago, but you're going to get somebody who's going to try it, and you're going to people that's going to say, no, stop. You're not going to get the same economic boom that you had during the same process 60 years ago. You're going to see people stop it, and you're going to see people spot it, and you're going to see people try to game the system. Things will never happen exactly the way they previously happened in the past. People try, but it doesn't work out that way. And I went off on a rant on something that it probably started somewhere else. But hey, that's how I think. Always in a circular, not a circular fire squad, but always in seeing what the next detail is off the next. And with that, guys, we're actually coming up on the end of the stream, where pretty soon, not pretty soon, but in a minute or so, we're going to end the stream. If you have any questions, any concerns, hey, send me a message on my chat on Twitch, or you can also hit my channel up on Crimson60620 at YouTube. And for that, guys, I do want to say thank you for watching this stream. Say thank you for everybody who's watched previous streams. I will see you guys later.